Hello, my name is Nea, and welcome to Crafts and Treasures. So today we're gonna have a little Q&A session, and this is actually my very first one. So I was really surprised that you guys sent me so many questions here on YouTube and on my Instagram stories as well. So thank you so much for that. If you don't follow me on Instagram yet, you can find the link on the description box down below. While answering your questions, I will be coloring in this Sylvanian Families coloring page that I got recently, so don't mind if the image gets a bit shaky. I'm an aggressive drawer. I just wanted to have something going on the screen instead of like a black screen or still image. So yeah, that's just so you have something to look at. So don't mind about it. And now let's get to these questions. I tried to put them in some sort of a order that will make sense. So we're gonna start with some more personal ones and then move on to more Sylvanian Families related ones. But yes, first we have really general question. How are you doing? And this is such a sweet question, actually. It kind of makes my heart melt. Despite everything that I went through in the last few months, I'm actually doing really well right now. I feel like I finally found some inner spark in my life. I made a lot of really good friends recently. I love my new home. I'm about to start my university studies, and I feel like I'm just happy, more balanced and inspired in my life than I was, for example, like 6 months ago. So yeah, and I also feel like a lot more like myself, it feels really magical when you like spend years putting yourself down. So yeah, I sure can admit that I feel more confident in my skin and not that scared of life anymore, which just feels really good. So yeah, I would say I'm doing great. Which part of Finland are you from? So I currently live in, I would say, southwest part of Finland. So yeah, it's really nice. I kind of actually live like near, like just in the middle of forest. So it's really cozy here, and yeah, I love it. I love Finland and our nature. How many languages do you speak? Can you give us a little sample? So I only speak fluently 2 languages. Obviously, they are English and Finnish. I do speak a little bit of Swedish. Like obviously, I studied it in school. Finland is a bilingual country, but I wouldn't say I'm fluent in it. And like honestly, I cannot speak or understand Swedish that well because I never use it. So obviously, you forget languages like that. But maybe let me give you a sample of my Finnish then. Let me think. Okay. Ensinnäkin mä haluan sanoa kiitos kaikille suomalaisille, jotka seuraatte tätä kanavaa. Tiedän, että teitä on ainakin muutamia siellä joukossa. On ollut tosi ihana nähdä ja kokea, että myös Suomesta löytyy ihmisiä, joita nämä harrastukset on niin kuin lähellä sydäntä, ja että mä en ole ainut, joka täällä nauttii tästä. Olen tosi onnellinen ja kiitollinen teidän seuraamisesta ja siitä, että olette osana tätä yhteisöä. Jee, hyvä Suomi! So weird. I don't think I could never do YouTube in Finnish, but still quite funny. Funny question. Thank you for that. Next. Do you play any video games? If so, which ones? Yes, I do play video games. Every now and then, it depends. I think I get these like phases where I feel like I don't do anything else except play video games, and then I don't touch like games for a long while. But currently I'm playing The Sims 2. I'm going through this really nostalgic phase where I just want to play The Sims 2 a lot because it was something that I played when I was a kid. Then I'm also playing Stardew Valley, and then Red Dead Redemption 2, and some occasional Pokemon on Game Boy. So yeah, I like really casual games and also really story heavy open world games. So yeah, that's really my vibe. what kind of movies and TV shows do you like? So I would say my favorite genre with movies and TV shows is always going to be fantasy. My ultimate favorite movie of all time is The Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, and I don't think that's ever gonna change. Like it's been my favorite for years now, and I still to this day I freaking love it. But I also really enjoy like crime, thriller, and horror movies. So yeah, I think those are like my favorite kinds. And when it comes to TV shows, I feel like it depends on a TV show. I really like cartoons, actually with movies as well. I love Disney movies, for example, but with TV series, I like to watch anime, and then also like I like dark humor and like more like themes that are aimed to adults, if you get what I mean. I'm not big into comedy or sitcom series or anything like that. I've always been a bit weird with that because I just don't get like Friends or How I Met Your Mother type of humor. I don't find it funny for some reason. I'm socially weird that way. But I do really love like fantasy themed TV shows as well, and something with a dark twist. I've really enjoyed, for example, Squid Game. Um, then something like from a little bit different angle, maybe Sons of Anarchy was one of my favorites for a long, long time. And then my ultimate favorite TV show must be maybe the Netflix recreation of the Dark Crystal movie when they made it into a series. That was phenomenal. I loved that so much, and I've rewatched it a million times. So yeah, I hope that answered the question well enough. Who are your favorite YouTubers? Oh my, that I think this is a question where, like, if I answered this properly, it would be super long. So I would say I watch a lot of YouTube. Like, mind you, that was the reason why I started doing videos as well, because I consume a lot of YouTube videos on my free time. I just really love to see other people doing their thing, being good at different kind of things. I find it really inspiring. I like to watch vlogs. I like to watch people play video games. I like to watch people trying new things. But obviously then also I watch a lot of Sylvanian Families content. So if I had to mention like my favorite Sylvanian YouTubers, I would probably say Amy's Animals and Peach's Sylvanian Village. And Peach, if you're watching this, mwah, lots of love. Both of those channels were the kind of channels that I watched before I even started collecting, so they have a special spot in my heart. I think they played a big role, being like the inspirer for me to actually gather enough courage to start collecting as an adult. So yeah. And when it comes to miniatures, my ultimate favorite miniature YouTuber duo is the Miniature World of Kit and Caboodlers. They are a British mother and daughter duo, and they have 3 different kind of channels, and all of them are amazing. Their videos are so cozy, so comfortable. I love them like so much. If you haven't seen their channels, go check them out. Kit and Caboodlers, amazing kind of content. What do you enjoy doing in your free time? Besides all these things that I already mentioned, I also love to spend a lot of time in the nature. I love mushroom hunting and gathering, like, and foraging like edible herbs. My background is from nature fields, so yeah, that's a big hobby of mine. I also like to hike and camp and stuff like that. Not in an American way, don't get me wrong, nothing wrong about that, but like camper vans and like using grills, it's not my vibe. I like it to be like kind of more old school, where you actually have to work there and live more simple ways. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I really like to do. Recently, I've also been really into crossword puzzles. It sounds like a really grandma hobby, but I love them. They are really good activity for your brain, and once you get the hold of it, it's so much fun. I also crochet, knit, do all sorts of crafts almost daily, and sometimes I read books. So that's pretty much what I do on my free time. Plus, obviously, hang out with friends and family, and do different kind of activities with them. So yeah, pretty simple life in that sense. Do you collect anything besides Sylvanian families? Yes, I do collect few other things as well. Not many of them that actively anymore, but I also collect books about plants. So I have a lot of different kind of books about that. But I feel like I already have all the new ones that I always wanted. So now I'm more like whenever I go to thrift stores, just looking out for some older ones because I love the old watercolor images of plants and mushrooms. I think they're really beautiful and interesting part of our history as well. Like, the time before photography and all of that. So I think it's a something that I just want to savor. Then I also collect Hello Kitty and Friends cards, and I have a big collection of crystals and minerals. But I think those are like the main things that I collect right now. I do collect also like wall art and stuff like that, but that's like something that I don't actively search for anymore. It's just like if I see something that I like while thrifting, I will probably get it. But yeah, I think the most active like collecting hobby that I have now is just Sylvanians, because I like to kind of focus on one thing at a time. Do you make miniatures outside of the Sylvanian Families hobby? Yes, so I have one 1/12 scale dollhouse. I don't currently have it set up, like, because I want to make a video of that. That's going to be a project on my YouTube channel at some point as well. But it is so big that I don't know where to put it right now. So it's actually in my walk-in closet, just in pieces there, waiting for the right... I think I need to get a dresser for it or something, but once I find the right dresser or some sort of a table where to set it up, then I'm definitely gonna make a series of that, because it needs a lot of renovation, and it would be fun to film that as well. Then I also have my childhood Lumpy dollhouse. It's a 3-story dollhouse, but it's currently at my mom's attic, because again, I don't have space for it in my new place. But I would also love to like renovate that at some point, and hopefully if the electricity in that one don't work, maybe fix that up as well. So yeah, those are like my non-Sylvanian Families miniature projects that are kind of pending but still existing, and I do get some stuff for them time to time if I see something that I really like. But yeah. Which crafting materials or tools couldn't you live without? Oh, I love this question. It's so hard to pick. Obviously, if you watch my videos, you probably know that I'm addicted to my tacky glue. I love that glue. It's so great when making miniatures. Like, it's great with plywood, paper, cardboard. Works like a charm. Holds really well, and also dries quite fast. So that would be definitely one of those things. But then I think also what I want to mention is a good pair of scissors, because you can do so much with just good pair of scissors. So yeah, that would be definitely something that I would never ever let go. And also I'm trying to like minimize this into like tools that I would use in miniatures or Sylvanian Families customization, because I craft so much that otherwise I would be here listing like basically all the crafting tools that I have. But yeah, scissors, tacky glue, and then I think I want to say either pliers or tweezers. I'm not sure which one to pick though, because it depends so much what you're making. Maybe I have to say tweezers. Maybe. But yeah, I think those would be my top 3 tools and supplies, because they're amazing. Then let's get into more Sylvanian Families related questions. We have when and how did you first discover Sylvanian families and what made you fall in love with them? So I discovered Sylvanian families, I think, for the first time probably like 8 years ago, about ish. I used to collect like other toys back in the day, and I remember seeing a lot of Sylvanian families back then, but I wasn't that into them because I was going through like this pastel like season in my life. So I had a lot of like Care Bears, My Little Ponies, and Furbies and stuff like that. But what really started all of this was that I wanted to start my dollhouse hobby again as an adult. And I was looking for like some sort of like animals to have in dollhouses. So I was just Googling what kind of options would I have because I'm not that into like human dolls. I found some really cool ones like now, but back then I was like, I don't want any humans. So I was looking for like different kind of animals to have in dollhouses, and I was really specifically like trying to find some animals that would like stand like humans and wear clothes. And that's how I found Sylvanian Families again. And this time I was like, okay, these guys would be perfect. And I fell really in love with the vintage ones, and I'm to this day really surprised that I never had Sylvanians as a kid. I don't even remember seeing them ever as a kid. I don't remember any of my friends having any. But yeah, I just love the vintage look, and there was just something so cozy and comforting about them. I think it's the flocking, like the feeling when you hold it in your hands. It just feels so good. so yeah, I don't know. It was the tiny size, and they were exactly what I was looking for. So yeah, it was just perfect match, right time and right place for me. What was the very first Sylvanian families you ever owned? So my very first Sylvanian was Elizabeth Marshmallow, and I got her from the Baby Fairy Tale blind bag series. That was my very first blind bag ever. I used to live in this small town in the middle of nowhere, and one random time, because I never saw Sylvanians at the store, I decided that this time I want to go check out the toy section and see if I could find any from here. And surprise, surprise, I did find finally some blind bags and got the first one. And I was so happy and surprised that I also got the secret one as my first one. I was like over the moon about that. And I took her out for some beers. That's a really fond memory of mine. And I think if I ever stop collecting, I will always keep her because she's really dear and precious to me. For kind of obvious reasons. What are your top 3 favorite Sylvanian families from your collection? These keep on changing all the time, but currently I think my favorites are this little French bulldog baby. I don't know actually which one this is. I don't have the full family. He is my only French bulldog, but I got him from the Happy Sweets blind bag series that was exclusive in Japan, and I just love the little outfit. It's so cute and so tiny. I think this is like definitely one of my favorite outfits of all time. And my second pick would be Flo Van Dyke, so Van Dyke otter mother. She's very in wrong dress though, but I really love her. She's the only Van Dyke otter I have. I love the mold and the long neck. She's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, and yeah, she's really, really precious to me. I hope to like at some point reunite her with the rest of the family as well. And for my third pick, I picked this little duckling. This is a yellow egg bram plus duckling baby. I think this came in a carry case, but I don't have the carry case. I only have the duckling and the bram. I don't think there's ever been a mention like who this duckling actually is. So we're just gonna call call her a little duckling. I want to say it's a her because she has like a little pink bib on. But yeah, she's really cute. And again, my only dog. So that's why it's so precious. And I also really love the Bram. There's a pink version of this Bram as well. And I really want to have that as well. I need to hunt for that so I could get the both of them. But yeah, these are my current favorites. If you had to part with 3 figures from your collection, which one would you choose? This is a really tough one. I feel like if I really had to choose, even though my favorites were individual ones as well, I think I would pick some of the lonely fellas I have, like from more common families. Like I have some lonely dogs, for example, the brown chocolate Dalmatian daughter. I don't remember her name out of like the top of my head, but and then I have also like the poodle girl, and like maybe the elephant. I think I have the mother and a kid. I think only I would give those away just so I could buy the whole families like instead, because I feel like it's easier to like find the whole family than just like couple of missing ones, like missing family members. So I mean I'm trying to think logically here. So that would be my reasoning out of that. So I will probably give away some individual family members that I only have one of, just so I could replace them with the full family. What are your dream Sylvanian families? I don't want to mention all of them, so I'm gonna just go ahead with top 3. Currently, what's been mostly like haunting my mind has been the Bulrush frog family. For obvious reasons, it's a stunning family, but really expensive as well. I hope that one day I will like get some sort of a lottery win or something, like something will happen that I can actually afford them. Then second one, this is totally doable, the second one, but I've been really dreaming about the Sunny Rabbit family. I don't know, there's just something, I've been thinking about them a lot recently, so I really want to find them. I probably could get them in some store. I haven't seen them in any of my local stores. I always go check. I know they've been sold fairly recently, so it's not an impossible task to find them from a store either. But yeah, that's something that like there's just something about them. I love the fur color that they have. So beautiful. So yeah, I want to name them for my second one at this point in time of my life. And for the third pick, I think I want to say the new Fox family that just got released. Because they're just so stunning. The lavender dresses or the outfits. It's like, that's like pure perfection to me. so yeah, but this family is also quite expensive, so I don't know. I think I need to wait for a little while and then see if I can just save up for those and then get them or something. But I really want those foxes. They're just so stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm sure I have a big wish list on Canva that is full of families and sets and buildings and all sorts of stuff that I want. But yeah, obviously, like, you can't get everything at the same time, and it's part of the collecting journey to get little pieces here and there and slowly build your collection. I'm not in a rush. I have my whole life ahead and lots of time to collect. But yeah, these were my top 3. If you could pick one discontinued set, family, building, etc. from the range to be re-released, which would it be? Oh, okay. I don't know if this is a bit weird, but I think my heart desires the most to have some ceramic things again, because everything's made out of plastic nowadays. But back in the day, we had ceramic tea sets. Those were so cute and stunning and adorable. I love those. I don't have any yet. But I do plan on getting as many of those as I can because I love them, and I love that they say Sylvanian Families and have those little prints on them. Absolutely adorable. And the other ceramic thing that's been on my wish list for the longest time, and this might be a bit weird, but it's the ceramic toilet, the vintage toilet. I don't know, there's just something that I love about it. It's so beautiful. Also, it would not be hard to find as secondhand find, but I like it. Please make ceramic things like toys. Like let's have more toys that are not just pure plastic. I get it, it's cheap, but it lacks so much in my opinion. So yeah, if I could ever wish about something to be realist, it would be definitely some ceramic pieces. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a safety reason that they don't do that also, because like maybe they can break if you drop them. I mean, everything can break, so it doesn't make sense. But yeah, please, I want ceramic pieces, especially the toilet. I love that toilet. What animal would you love to see in Sylvanian form that we don't have yet? Okay, my ultimate favorite that I know we have a prototype of, but that would be chickens. I love chickens. I'm pretty sure that my spirit animal must be a chicken or a cat, but yeah, I love chickens. We need chickens. It's the most ridiculous thing that we don't have chickens. Because what is more Sylvanian than chickens? I feel like we have already cows, we have ponies, like we have basically all the farm animals, but not chickens. So I'm a bit pissed about that, to be honest. So definitely chickens. But I think also other thing that I would love to see would be rats. We have hamsters, we have mice. We have even guinea pigs, but we don't have rats. And the thing that I would love to see, it would be like that they would actually differ from all the rodents we've gotten so far. So they would actually have like a longer snout, and I would really love to see like albino ones with like red eyes and white fur. And that pink worm tail that rats have, because that would be so cute, and also like a bit weird at the same time. But yeah, I think that would be really adorable. And also they could make a family where half of the family is like albino white and the half of the family is like gray or something. That would be so fun and so unique amongst the other rodent families. So yeah, chickens and rats I think would be my biggest favorites that I would love to see in Sylvanian form. If you were a designer at Epoch and had a complete creative freedom, what kind of figures would you create? I think this is the kind of same thing as with the rats. I would love to see like some more unique families, like some endangered animals. I'm trying to think of like examples, or like some misunderstood animals. I'm thinking like first thing that comes to my mind is like pigeons or like opossums, like something like that we as humans usually look down to, because we see them as like pests more than like lovable, cute animals. So I think it would set a good example to kids as well, to make a cute lore behind them and be like, hey, this is the cute pigeon family. Don't kick pigeons. Love them. Like, or something. So yeah, I would love to see that. And also like some more exotic endangered animals. I think like considering how many like ape species we have, for example, in the world, and we have I think one ape family in the Sylvanian range, that would be really fun as well. Or like just something more exotic. We've gotten now like tigers recently, snow leopards and stuff like that, which has been fun. And also like the snowbirds that we got, the Japanese snowbirds. those are really fun and interesting, but I think I would love to see something more Western or like from different kind of like part of the world. Maybe even zebras. That would be fun because I'm not the big fan of the ponies, the modern ponies that we got. I think the idea of standing ponies is fun, but the long-haired pony thing, that was just weird. It's not my vibe. So I think I wish they would make something more like stylish with them, and I think zebras would be something that might end up looking really cool. So yeah. Actually, I got so many ideas, but let's just stick with those for now. So yeah, those are like my top ones that I would love to like create. And then last but not least, we have, what kind of accessories or sets would you design if you were working at Epoch? Now I feel like, damn, Epoch, please hire me. I have so many ideas. I don't know if you guys are gonna like these, but I would love to see more like botanical or natural science themed sets. Maybe like mycology, like researcher or like something like that. I love natural science museums, so obviously something like that. Also, like some sort of a dinosaur/museum theme. Oh, I would love that. We're kind of going to that direction slowly but surely with the adventure theme. So I hope they're gonna take the next step and get to the science aspect of that as well, because I think that would be really fun and fit the Sylvanian world really well. And yeah, we've had gardeners and stuff like that. Even the new, the hamster family, like the father was really into sunflowers and has the greenhouse and everything. But what I mean when I'm talking about more of the natural science theme, I mean like something that would be highly inspired by Sir David Attenborough, for example, or something like that. That is nostalgic for us older people. And if you don't know who Sir David Attenborough is, I'm sure you do. If you ever watch any natural like documentary, you will know who that is. And he just turned 100 years old, so that would be perfect to have something like that at this time to honor him and his career. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. But yeah, that would be my biggest probably inspiration, and to combine my interest and Sylvanians in that sense. But then also I would love to see some artistic themes. I was thinking about like something that would be inspired by famous paintings. Like that would be really fun to have like something like Sylvanian Mona Lisa, something. I'm not really sure what. But like some sort of like more artsy theme, or like even ceramic shop, or like I don't know, something with the crafty elements and something to inspire. Also, again, I think I'm always kind of also thinking like how it would inspire kids. Like maybe that would inspire kids to do something else than just sitting on their iPads or whatever kids nowadays do. So yeah. Something old school and like something with a lot of soul that would also have a hint of inspiration from like real life people or events or something like that. I think that would be really, really fun. And yeah, I think personally I would have tons of ideas like how to create those, but obviously I'm not gonna tell them all because Epoch, if you want to create these things with me, hit me up. let's make these wheels rolling. no, but for real, yeah, those were my ideas, and those were all the questions. I'm really happy. These were really good questions. I'm sorry the video got so long. I still hope that you guys had fun. And if you have any more questions or you want to know more about something, just leave me a comment down below. And here's a little sneak peek of how the image turned out after I finished it off camera. I think it's pretty cute and I had really fun coloring it. Like I said, this is all from me this time. Thank you for always being here with me. I love and appreciate all of you. please don't forget to like and subscribe my channel, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye!